You've reached call in Mockery.
We're calling Mockery.
Yeah.
This is your favorite podcast. There's
is.
so much going on in the world, and it's just a little 30-minute slice of heaven with us, isn't it?
I think so. I think a lot of people. I had some people ask me just this weekend. You don't do that anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, we still do it. They're like, oh, but the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, both. And they
Mm-hmm.
said, oh.
So they come out on the same. But they're all just going to the same platform. No, they're on. We have two different streams. So there's one show that's coming out consistently, and the other show that's been coming out consistently for about half a decade now, and we never stopped, and we haven't stopped promoting it. Oh, I was gonna say I haven't seen you promoting it. No, I said we have been promoting it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I saw that. I don't know. Maybe my pod catcher isn't getting it.
Yeah.
It's not coming to my subscription.
Well, my Stitcher app, that's done now, so it doesn't update anymore. And I tried Overcast, and the interface is confusing.
Yeah, it's orange.
Yeah.
So,
But like Spotify, I don't like to give Spotify money. Well, it's free. Yeah.
and my Google Podcast, it said it's going to be Google. It's just going to be Google YouTube now.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to figure it out. But I'd love to catch up and listen to you guys' stuff.
So
We thank everyone that whether you're thinking of listening, whether you are listening, whether you are thinking of not listening anymore, I still wish you the best.
And to quote a movie title I keep meaning to watch, I'm thinking of ending things.
That's good, because what I was going to say was a lot of YouTubers and stuff right now, their whole thing is, I'm done. Or like, it's time to be stopping making videos. Or this is the end, ... sorry. Or just a video that says, I messed up, this is it. Or I'm thinking of ending things. And then you watch the video, even though it's someone you've never watched before.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I wonder why.
Don't care. This guy's like,
Moist Critical is ending.
after 10 years of making content every single day for you guys for a decade, it is time to stop making videos and move on to something new. And it's like, this guy's been making videos every day for people. I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Or they're just like, yeah, we're going to stop making videos about wiring. It's never I'm actually done. It's like I quit YouTube, and then they finally get to it in the video, and they're like, I quit following YouTube's rules.
Yeah.
Now I live by my own rules. Yeah. Okay.
I used to make videos that I wasn't even really, really enthusiastic about, like my 2 million times watched video on why Bootylicious is one of the greatest songs ever made. Now, I'm only going to be pursuing real passions, like why I love booty so much. There's something like that, and then
I got one. I don't even actually like my video that has 2.2 million views on why Bootylicious is such a good song. Now I'm going to only follow my real passions of reviewing songs like the Thong Song.
Yeah.
So it's sort of...
That's good.
Now you're getting the idea. This is what they do with stuff like Kung Fu Panda, where they hire us to come in and plus up the script a bit.
I don't even really like my 3 million times viewed Why Bootylicious is one of the greatest songs ever video. But now I'm really like actually talking about books. So I'm going to just talk about that book that has the emoji of the peach on it that's called Butts, a History or whatever.
Yeah, so something in there that you guys can use. My point is, we're not actually stopping. We are simply using that as a bait and switch to get you to watch one more video.
It's the Nanette effect, isn't it?
I'm just, even when I see it pop up, we're done. What was the one I watched the other way? We're done. And
See, Butts, a backstory.
Yeah. That's a good one. You can also get any of the Taschen books.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a sale. I just need to flip through, see what some of these books are on sale. Well, this one has 14 pages I can preview. Might want to look through just to see if there's anything in here.
Might look nice on my coffee table.
Big Book of Butts. Well, they certainly can't mean that. Right?
I
I'm
need
sure
to
that's
check.
kind of a winking.
Yeah.
That's a sort of a winking switch, as
Yeah,
they
let
call
me
it.
just click it. Hey! Woo!
Dale, did I come and me one go home? For maybe too long, would you say?
Yeah.
All of you are in the room. It's 4 a.m. Yeah, I watched it.
That's why I'm saying I think Al Jarreau, his intentions were good, but he just seems to be the guy who, yes, he drank a little too much, but he seems to be the guy who kind of wants the party to just keep going. When you're like, we need to get the project done. I get that you just watched Casino and you want to talk about it and do all the characters' voices, but we have to get this poster board made by the end of the class. But
Yeah, no, if we can just... What did the dude say? He abides? That's okay, yeah. We have to get this done. We have to figure out how to get the lava to come out of the volcano by the end of class, Al. He pees on the rug. That's great. Do you want-
it's a very cool moment.
Belafonte's in the back going, well, okay, thank you.
Daylight.
He keeps going. And he's like, Beetlejuice. It's like, come on. And he's like, okay, yes, everyone knows.
Yeah.
This is going to happen in a couple of years or whatever. Thank you. Springsteen's just like,
I literally just got off a plane from my 60-city tour, and I have to put up with this bullshit.
hey, I know you just got off a tour. You want to come? You know, it's hard for you to sing.
You know how you
Anything?
kind of can't sing anyway, and it's straining? It hurts you, it sounds like. But no, it's we're talking, of course, about the greatest night in pop.
Yes.
I watched it last week. You watched it this week.
Yep. I watched it. Had a little fun at my house with that. Gosh, what can I say about it that you haven't already said?
Yeah.
We've talked about it. Crazy stories. Well, you didn't mention Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to leave that as a little surprise for my favorite Aykroyd fan.
He didn't get, as far as I know, he didn't get a solo, did he?
No.
That's too bad.
And when you watch the video, I've seen the video before, of course, hundreds of times. Not literally, but a lot. And they pan across him. You're like, is that Dan Aykroyd?
Well, because earlier in the movie, one of the studio people she's like, I wanted Al Jarreau. I wanted Dan Aykroyd. And I laughed because I was like, because of Blues Brothers?
I think
Like,
so.
that was such a big
And just because,
thing?
yeah. And he is he's huge coming from SNL, and then he's a music guy, kind of.
So
'cause
she's
of
like,
Blues
I want
Brothers.
Prince. I want, and I laughed because she said Dan Aykroyd, and I was like, oh, she's naming people they didn't get. And then they pan across, and I did a triple take because there he is, 20-something-year-old, early 30s, just there with all of the greatest names in music at that time. And Dan Aykroyd, and he's
It's
like
crazy.
he's like nudging Billy Joel, like kind of crazy.
He's like, what are you doing here? Who are you?
So that was fun to see.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'm sure he would tell us all about it. We should have him on the show.
We should. Someone
he-
needs to ask him about it because he's
Yeah.
open. I've heard a lot of interviews with him in his old age, and he's willing to talk about all this stuff.
He's willing to talk about anything.
He's very open, which is awesome.
What was
I've never found him to be comedically funny, but he's got great stories. He's a good guy. He seems like a nice man.
I just read and they seem to. I was watching the Ghostbusters special features.
Oh.
I was watching the Ghostbusters. Full stop. But I was watching the special features, and he's talking with. They're doing a little round table of the old guys that are still with us at the time.
Sure.
And he keeps talking to the point where they cut, and Bill looks at the, and he's just like, and they left it in, and everyone laughs at him because he won't shut up. And then he starts talking about like just all his weird ghost stuff.
Sure.
That he's like, no, it's all real. It's all real. It's all real. They had plasma, and they were down in he's just like, okay. And they make fun of him in the documentary, and then
That's why the movie works so well.
And I go, God, this is. But then I was reading the Empire put out their new issue with the Ghostbusters,
of course,
about Frozen Empire, and they're talking to all the people in it. And Paul Rudd, who's his whole thing is, I literally can't believe. He was like, we would between takes, Dan Aykroyd would regale us with tales. He's like, he would just talk to us the whole time and tell us about all these insane things from his celebrity life, like all these people that he knows and all these things. And he's like, then they would say action, and I would put my Ghostbusters suit on with the real Ghostbusters, and like just wonder how I got here. But even in there, they're all talking about how he won't shut up.
He just loves telling his little stories. But wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If I had done all that to the odds are against you. One, you're not even funny. to get on the most famous comedy show
at the time when it was the most influential.
Yes.
Not the funniest.
Well,
we can fight about this all you want. It's not the funniest. It really isn't. But it was the most influential. Everybody had that TV station. Back in my day, there were 3 television stations. One was showing 60 Minutes. One was showing the 700 Club. One was showing Saturday Night Live. God, we loved it. Then they had to make fun of my dad, Donald Trump. It's true. And my brother, Eric. I love Eric. Eric's in a cage.
Yep.
Can we do that again? We put Jeb in a cage.
We put Jeb in the cage. You said nothing. We put Eric in the cage, and you don't even know what we're talking about.
We put Jeb in the cage, and you did nothing because you were not in the cage. We put Eric in the cage, and you're all weird, so you got mad. And you don't even know what we're talking about.
You don't even know what we're talking about.
Is this thing on?
So, okay, so you watched the movie, and you liked the movie, and it was good.
Yep. Michael Jackson sounds crazy. Some crazy stories. Just funny stories about his animals.
Yes. Yeah.
That Lionel was like, but that was Mikey J. And then Lionel talking about how this room is his house that he was in for 4 hours.
Yeah. It does end kind of weird when he's like, I think of this place as my house.
He ends with him, not to spoil this, it's not really spoiler, but it's a very sentimental, my dad always told me to be happy when you come home because someday you won't be able to come home. Or the people, you can come back to your house, but the people you loved won't be there. Very nice. And he goes, I think of this room as my home. That he was in with like, I'm like, there's no way you remember the whole, it's just such a whirlwind of a day.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much he does remember. I think of that whenever I read a memoir or something where someone's like, like Cyndi Lauper was sitting in that corner and she was smoking a 5 and dime cigarette from down the street. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
Hit it. Come in the USA.
I think, but in Lionel's defense, I think this might be one of those moments where you do take several moments to just stand back and say, I'm a part of history.
In defense of Lionel, it does seem that they were all very, they knew.
They were aware of
how special it was.
It was.
That they, like, what's his face? Sports himself, Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
He just seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't believe I was in there. and the people keep on getting all their food.
And
they-
Cyndi Lauper's like,
Hey, Mr. J, do you think it's my dangly earrings that is making all the noise? I didn't even think about that.
and you know what? I was charmed by that.
Yeah,
She seemed nice too.
yeah.
And everyone's got a little bit of an ego, but also everyone knows they're aware of the situation, and they just kind of come together and do it, and it's nice. Kind of cool.
Do you think we could ever have another one of those?
That's what I was talking about with someone I can't name on the show.
Okay.
He's famous.
Okay.
I said, who... I think that's the last time anyone would care. Because even...
And this famous person agreed with you?
Yep.
Okay.
He
was
said,
like-
yeah, you're right.
Hey, man, I agree with you. Then he's like, home on the range, or whatever Post Malone did. I don't know what song you sing for the nation.
It is funny that you have to have someone open for the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Like, what if we got two people to sing the national anthem, but one of them's not the national anthem, and probably making a lot of old people mad because of
Yeah.
all of his tattoos. America, America, this one's for you. The home video theme song. And then Reba, but we can't. Okay, so I said, who would do it now?
Yeah.
Because it would be maybe Taylor Swift, Beyonce,
But here's the problem now.
but then it would still be like Bruce Springsteen, Bono, like people
Yeah.
that like those are the mega stars still
Yeah.
in the music
Lionel
world.
Richie.
It would just be any of the people that did it that time who are still alive, plus like 3 other pop stars. Justin Bieber, maybe Justin Timberlake.
But but like you said, at that time, it seems like everyone, other than
Prince, who's a little
Prince, who was,
biatch.
he's like, I want to do a guitar solo. But everyone else, I feel like everyone tries to make feuds now. Where it's like the Beyonce, Taylor Swift feud. Even if they're not a part of it,
It's
there
their
has to be
fans.
some problem.
It's the fandoms.
It can't just be like that where everyone was just, they were fine. They're just like, I can't believe I met this guy
Yeah.
that's a singer, because they're all big stars, but that doesn't mean they're running in the same circles.
Yeah.
So it's like, could you have huge stars where it's like, but there's a feud there?
Well, I think
Because people would try to make that into something. That's
Yeah.
just me, and I know I'm Mr. Cynical. Okay.
I think to a lesser extent, and I know it was cringe on Maine, but the wonderfully talented Gal Gadot
Yes.
tried to do a special little thing with all of her celebrity friends when the pandemic was happening, and it wasn't happening, and it shouldn't have. But she tried to do Imagine.
Yes, she was singing about how hotel rooms need to have better privacy. Imagine there's no peepholes.
And it cuts to all of her
Everyone
celebrity
said,
friends.
This is very embarrassing.
Everyone said, "Don't do this. You don't have problems. You're rich. We have problems."
We have problems.
But back then, basically the same thing, where it was like, what if the celebrities sing a song, you buy the song, and then we give the money to people that need it. And so really we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
We're spending 10 hours in a recording studio with all of our idols
Yeah.
and getting famous from a huge song.
And doing kind of what you do best, which is sort of, I guess, can be kind of easy. Like, oh, I'm Michael Jackson. Yeah, I can sing.
Yeah.
Anything he sounds is going to sound good.
Yeah.
Anything he sounds is going to sound good. Anything he sounds is going to sound good.
And how about that when they just show him before everyone gets there singing
Yeah.
a cappella? I mean, we only hear his track.
Yeah.
It gave me goosebumps.
We are the world. We are the children.
Can you turn that up?
We are the world.
It's just crazy.
And he's like, Lionel's going to be here soon.
He
He like ran away.
It's just crazy. Anyway, but no, now I think that would come out and everyone would say, why is Michael Jackson telling me to donate?
Yeah, that's true. Why don't they just donate?
Why is Bob Dylan crying in a corner that he can't sing loud enough?
Oh, J.J. Abrams' daughter wants to tell me that I need to donate money. Her dad has a mystery box.
I know. Oh, so you're telling me Bruce Springsteen flew on his private jet that cost $30 trillion in jet fuel this last year just to get to the recording studio so he could sing a song about me donating money. No, okay, that's cool.
And this was also the last one wasn't Live Aid the Concorde thing where what's his face took the Concorde and
I
was on
think
two
so.
different. So at that time they were using planes that used an insane amount of fuel to get one guy from. I know there was some other passengers and then whatever. Who's on there? What's his name? Phil Collins? Was it Phil Collins?
I think it was Phil Collins.
So he gets on. He's in business. Someone's like, he's like, gotta get to New York. So they're flying crazy, but then everyone's like, and now we're like, tisk, tisk, tisk. If you're not watching the video, I have my left index finger out.
It's poked
and
out.
I take my right index finger and I stroke the top of my left index finger, which.
So as to tisk.
Thank you. But could you get, and it couldn't be Believe. That's the other problem is they should have made up their own song.
Imagine.
Right? Gal Gadot should have written a new song.
Yes.
And had like Bill Hader and whatever. People sing it for her.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be a new song.
Yeah, it would have to be, I think you would have to come together, write a new song. And it would have to be Taylor Swift, Beyonce,
And
Jay-Z, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably also.
If you're getting
well,
Bey,
she's there, he's probably there.
If you're getting Bey, you have to get Jay.
Yeah. He's probably there behind her.
Probably, but then you have to I'm assuming they would get Paul McCartney.
Yes, of course.
So then you are going back to the oldies.
But that's the thing. There's no who's.
You have to hear him and then then Post Malone.
But it's still so is Post Malone. People texted us watching the Super Bowl.
Said, who is this?
And said, what the hell? Who is this?
But that's just music right now.
That's what I
music now,
mean.
is that you can be huge and I don't know who you are.
That's
someone was the musical guest on SNL. I said, I don't know who this is. Went to their Instagram. They had, let's say 3.7 million followers.
Was it Tate McRae or whatever?
Yes. Never heard of her before.
Well, it's the TikTokification of the world, isn't it?
And then I was like, oh my God, I'm 100. It's like reading the Lollapalooza, people who are playing Lollapalooza, and you're just like, okay, am I 100? We should do that instead of Marco Polo's probably problematic, right?
Yeah.
He's sort of Christopher Columbus
adjacent.
Right? Adjacent. So we should do Dale. And then someone goes, Mizade.
And then in separate rooms, we say, did I come and me one go home?
That's a better game. That's even harder to do if you've got your eyes closed.
You do Marco Polo in a pool? Mm-hmm. There's going to be another family in there when you're in the hotel.
And I pray to Lionel that it is not the night swim pool. Because you're going to feel a little something tugging at your heel.
But no, some other kid is going to say, Polo.
Yeah.
Mess up your game. But if you say,
oh, Mizade.
Got you.
You got it, because it's a little too long. Polo, you can go polo and then get out of there. With Misa Day, you're kind of echolocating yourself around.
Yeah.
Misa Day.
That's great. So
Thank you.
we can't do that now.
No,
I don't think so. Because it's the pop stars of then are still the pop stars of now.
Because everyone knew them. It's like, it's the TV thing. It's like you don't understand how big Cheers was or whatever. Right. I only say that because it was on Pluto TV. And I started to think about, they did 11 seasons of this and they're all just in the bar. It's just
It's
them
crazy.
talking about other things.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, and yet it worked. God, Ratzenberger did it.
By God, it worked.
But in defense of Lionel, he did it at the right time. I don't think we could do it again.
No.
Because who would it be? Taylor Swift, Beyonce. But even that, people are like, Taylor's mid. Beyonce is mid.
Yeah.
No one ever says, I read this comment the other day, no one ever says, let's put on a Beyonce album. And I was like, I don't think anyone says that about I don't think anyone is ever hanging out with their friends now. It's like, let's put on this album. What?
No, we
I'm
have
going to put the
jobs.
music on. You don't talk to me.
Yeah.
We have jobs. We're working from home.
We have to get up.
I work with my friends. We work in a little enclave together. We're
Yeah,
all
we
on
rent.
different computers. And I
Yeah.
call someone. I go, is your son in the military? I have him hostage. I need you to send me.
And then you're like, hey, can you put on the Tate McRae album?
Yeah. And she's
Just
like,
for background noise.
yeah. And she's like, kiss me, kiss me.
We went to
Tate McRae concert.
yeah. No, we went to a Taco Bell and at the drive-thru, and they were blasting music in the kitchen so loud that we couldn't even hear the guy who's like, "Welcome to Taco Bell," but it was like, he couldn't hear. They were having a good time.
I love that.
made
They
me think of
deserve
that.
it. It's like when at Starbucks they would pump music into their headsets. They could play music through their headsets,
Yeah.
so people would be laughing. I went to this one Starbucks specifically, and they'd be laughing. They're like, "Sorry, we're listening to something." I was like, "Okay, well."
I mean, is it any
Want me to
different
leave?
than cashiers and stuff just having their earbuds in?
Yeah, it's not.
That's crazy.
At least they're being honest. They're like, I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of one of them. You're on the same level because they're letting you in on like an industry secret.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's-
I think they were just told you that. I think
They were laughing at my voice.
you were like, "Could I have a flat white?" And they were like, "No one orders a flat white.
Grande Breve.
Don't you know that's freaking half and half? Don't you know a flat white is just freaking latte?"
I'm like, but you put the shots in last. They're like, we don't do anything the right way.
Joke's on you, ass munch. Ooh, I'll take a grande ass munch.
Yeah, actually, can I get two? Actually, if you get 3 ass munches, the third one's free. But we're out of the Santa-shaped ones.
Oh,
Okay, I'll get 3 birthday cake ass munch. And do you have the Impossible sausage?
no.
Are the things in the case real? Are they stale? Sir? He's like, no. They're playing back there. They're playing in the back. Misade.
Daylight come and me one go.
I went to Taco Bell recently.
Way
I got my order. I haven't eaten all day. Get home.
honky.
Nothing in the bag is right. They just gave me the wrong bag of stuff. I am.
That's because you do the drive up. You order on your phone and you go through the drive through, don't you? Say it online. I want this to be on the record.
I drive up. I say I have a mobile order for Joey, but
Idiot.
it should say they pull it up and it says 2 beanie cheesy half-pound burritos Fritos, right?
Yeah.
1 spicy potato soft taco.
But you have to look there. You know they don't know what
usually
they're
I
doing.
I know, and I usually do, and that's why I got home and I was just so mad, especially because I'm on thin ice already when I do anything where I have to sub the beans
Yeah.
for the meat, and I'm like, they're not reading this, or they're just mixing them together.
Yeah.
So I usually check. These were just veg items, but I always get them. I get home and I'm just like, well, can't one thing go right today? So I call. I have to call
Oh, you're
Taco
a total
Bell.
Karen.
call customer service, and it's someone at their house.
Yeah.
She's like Taco Bell customer service. How can I?
You can hear Tate McRae in the background.
And she keeps saying, "I'm sorry." She keeps going, "That's not Taco Bell's customer guarantee." When I'm like, I said they just gave me all the wrong food. She goes, "That's not Taco Bell's customer guarantee." And I was like, I assume that.
Yeah,
That's why
I
I'm calling
agree.
you.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah. She's like, so what exactly is wrong with it? I was like, all the food's wrong. She's like, that's not Taco Bell's customer guarantee. I was like, yeah, I figured that. So, and she's like, so, and I was like, well, Ball's in your court. So they said they would refund me, but then I was like, I have to go back.
Now you're hungry.
Now I'm hungry.
Still.
So I go back, I go through a drive-through, and I say, everything in this bag is wrong. And the guy's like I did it.
Yeah.
He goes, you're going to have to come inside. I was like, usually they tell me to. And so I go and I park and I go in, and then no one comes to the counter because no one comes to the counter anymore.
Right.
So I'm standing there like an idiot, and I go in, and the guy I just talked to is like, can I help you? I was like, you saw me in the window. So I'm like, this is wrong. So then they act like it's a big hassle,
Right.
to squirt some cheese in a different tortilla. But I was like, I have to go. I don't remember. But I was just like,
I gotta go.
I could have just got my money back, whatever. But I was like, so I left. I gave them the stuff back. I said, you can enjoy this, whatever. Just like, how does this always happen with these places? They just give you the wrong stuff. It's not even they made it wrong. It's just the wrong stuff.
Hey, by the way, were you gonna say something?
Oh, do we need to?
Yeah, we should probably start.
Yeah. We gonna start the show now. So we got a couple. What are these called? It's a new new drink called Liquid Death.
Yeah.
These are cool cans. They're kind of bigger.
Yeah, they're like
usual.
taller almost, but
and not even just like a 16.9. It's even bigger than that. So
it's almost like a tall boy.
And these are, it's kind of like a tall boy. These are what is that, like iced tea or it's just flavored?
No, yeah,
flavored.
I think it's like a carbonated.
Yeah, and they kind of have these names that are.
I'm gonna open mine.
Sort of like.
Oh, it smells really good.
Okay, I'm gonna open mine.
Yeah,
too.
they're kind of like a pun name, but it's kind of like metal.
It's kind of like metal. So
it's like
what's yours?
Well, mine's unparallelable.
Yeah, mine is. I guess it is. What the? What's yours? It's a little. It's not exactly like metal. I don't know, but this one is kind of funny because it's like it says convicted melon. I'm gonna try that.
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah, mine's good too.
Thank you, Liquid Death, for sponsoring this episode.
Thank you so much. Say, did you watch anything else?
Well, I was going to help you make me a bracket, but we don't have time.
A bracket?
We're low on storage here.
Yeah.
Started watching this Rael documentary. It's about a French cult where they think that they are Raelians. And so Rael is their leader, and he said he was visited by an alien. And then for some reason, everyone believed him. And they went to live with him and build a little landing pad for the aliens that are going to come in 2035. I'm not sure about this documentary. It's crazy. I've never heard of this before just because it was such a big thing in France. But the documentary on by episode 2, you're like, so wait, why did everyone believe him? Because he's on TV and he's like, they took me on the spaceship and Buddha was there and Christ was there.
Well,
all of the messiahs were there. And the guy's like, but everything is in French, so it's all subtitled and dubbed. So it's just other people being like, they took me aboard their spaceship. There was Christ. There was Muhammad. There was Buddha. Yes, even Buddha was there. And then another guy talks and he sounds just like him.
Yeah.
And then whoever's doing the captions is translating it different than the dub.
That's how it goes.
And you're reading it and listening, and then so I'm like trying to not do one or the other. Just crazy. But I'm like, so why? They never really so you all just believed him for. They just get into it so fast.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through. Then they're like, they're all pedophiles, but then they're not.
PDFs.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. If you put this on TikTok or whatever, you're going to have to use a different word. Probably PDFs. So that's something that's going on.
You wanted to make a bracket.
Yeah. Okay. Really quick. Did you watch something?
The movie Death Trap with Michael Caine and Christopher Reeve from the 80s.
And?
Amazing.
Okay. I'll check that out.
One of the best I've seen. Go on to Tubi. Tubi has everything you could ever want. I'm sick of... I pay for all these stupid streaming things, and then I want a movie. I look it up on Tubi, and they have 3 different versions. It's like pan and scan, 1940, like it's bad quality, but it's like I just want to watch the movie. Anyway,
I'm going to the Netflix with ads. I'm done paying $18 or whatever for Netflix. I'm gonna try it with ads. We'll see. Anyway, here's my thing.
Okay.
Death Trap. I'm just making a mental note.
yeah, watch it.
I'm gonna do the movies for the Oscars. Okay.
Okay.
I'm getting the 4 movie pack where you go see 4 movies for $28. They're gonna put them all back out in theaters. I've seen. How many are there? 9 or something? I've seen 4 of them.
Yeah.
So there's 5 more, which means one's got to go. One I have to watch at home. I would like to see Zone of Interest in theaters. I think it would be interesting to see that way and just focus on it. I want to see. Oh man, what's the other one?
Poor Things.
I want to see Poor Things in theaters. I think that. What do you think?
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see Past Lives in theaters just because I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
And I want to see. Well, so those are the
Anatomy of a
3.
Fall.
Now there's Anatomy of a Fall, which I essentially know nothing about, and there's American Fiction.
Yes.
Okay. The name's hard for me to remember because it doesn't sound like anything. American Fiction.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 I can't decide between. What would be better to see in theaters?
Anatomy of a Fall.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I want to see American Fiction.
I really want to see it too. Although I'm now seeing a lot of who I think are trusted reviewers saying American Fiction, not actually great. But I think it looks great. So I'm gonna check it out. But I think it's one of those that you probably can watch at home.
That's what because I'm just like, it's an author kind of pretending to be different than he is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Anatomy of a Fall maybe should be. Again, I don't know anything about it.
I think
Other than what it's about.
From what I understand, I think American Fiction is a little more down the road, like as far as the themes of it and the sort of the general dramatic thrust. You're gonna get that at home.
Yeah.
In a way that maybe some of these others are a little more nuanced, require a little more brain power.
That's what I think Anatomy of a Fall might be. Kind of a crime bend
I would
to
really
it.
want to see it. Yeah.
Zone of Interest has to be. Poor Things, I think, just because it's weird and a little longer. You want to have that time with it. I just don't know if it's gonna hit at home.
Yeah. Well, and it's so big, and the production design is so colorful and interesting. You kind of want to see that in a dark room with a bunch of freaks.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. And of course, no one's bought tickets to any of these movies yet, so it's probably gonna be no one. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be packed.
Probably not.
So, okay, well, that's my bracket.
Okay.
So thanks for listening. This was great, our annual Super Bowl episode.
Yes.
So
congratulations to the teams for
Yes.
making it that far, as we always say, but there can only be one winner, and the rest of you are absolute loser scoundrels.
And just to go out, we know that one of the teams did the Frank Sinatra song, of course, or something. So I just wanted to pull up a quick thing here because fans were reacting to CBS Powerful My Way Super Bowl intro. What is this? LV3. What is that? 23, 28? Was it the 28th?
Yeah.
Okay. So, of course, they did this and everyone loved it. So I just wanted to read what people were saying about this. Many fans were moved and impressed by this introduction. So people had some great things to say. They said, this intro would have hit differently with Lamar. They said, love watching them reflect on how they got to this moment. I love that too. I love watching the team listen to a Frank Sinatra song and think about the games they played to get them there. I'm sure that's what they're thinking about, not I'm about to play the Super Bowl and like being nervous. Someone said, this one's good. Someone said, very nice, ... Someone else said this was dope.
Yeah.
Then someone said this may be the best Super Bowl intro ever. I've seen them all, but this one was different. Well done. So this guy's been watching since the first
all
one.
27 of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Up until now.
And he knows that this is the best one. So I did want to touch on that just so people know that we're kind of in the zone with them and we're thinking of you.
The red zone.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.